Implicit Bias is back on the air, even though some of the people here in the Top Secret Podcast lair sit on a throne of lies. We are going to tell you the truth, which means we're going to tell you who's sitting on the throne of lies. As I introduce you to the crew here in the Mr. Lester's Top Secret Podcast lair, I'm your host, Kevon Bordelon, and man, we have got all kinds of fun stuff in store for you this week on the show. So let's start by introducing the crew who's here in the Top Secret Podcast lair. Let's start at the bar because we have a new guest at the bar. We're going to introduce him in just a second. We are going to start with Louisiana's only certified master tobacconist. He is Rene Girard. Rene, it is a pleasure to have you back in the TSPL.
It's a pleasure to be here. Where's the insure at? I thought you had insure.
Insure?
Yeah.
The old people drink.
Yeah.
For who?
Renee.
Renee?
Dude,
I'm
that
missing,
just went right over his head.
I'm missing a joke here.
That was
like that's it wouldn't even be funny if it
he
was
was
a
like,
joke.
you said that'd be chocolate.
You said there was insure. I'm looking for my insure.
No.
I heard it goes
Renee.
well with whiskey.
Drunkle has apparently already shown up. So Drunkle is here. Sitting next to Drunkle is one of our new guests. He is Alan Rawls from KMLB up in Monroe. Alan, it is a pleasure to have you here in your first venture into the Mr. Lester's Top Secret Podcast lair for the uninitiated TSPL. What do you think of the digs?
It's a lot more crowded than I thought it would be. Actually, it's not too bad. I work in a small studio back in Monroe anyways, so it's feels like home.
Are you just complaining about sitting next to Renee? Is that what the issue is?
No, Renee is a great guest over here.
I already know we can't trust you because he lies. He lies. Okay. Sitting in the chair, much like mine, he is the rustic renegade, the man, the myth, the legend, George T. Stagg over his shoulder. He's got the Implicit Bias whiskey tasting journal in his dirty, grubby, cash-filled hands.
Cash.
Yeah. Well, you've been working all day. It's Christmas season. You work in retail, or you own a business in retail. Pennies. Yeah.
Copper-stained hands.
You lie too. Don't lie. I've been in your store. I've spent money in your store. Nothing in there has a penny involved anywhere.
Valid. Valid. How's your day going?
It's been good, and yours?
Wonderful. I'm enjoying the weather. I'm enjoying the whiskey already. It's going to be a good time.
All right. So that means we have to introduce you to a guest that you have heard on this show before, but you have never seen. And if you're watching on our socials, you get full-on new Implicit Bias technology. It is a technological advance for Implicit Bias. So if you go on our socials now, you can not only hear the voice of, but you can actually see the person who is the voice from the ether, John Mode of the Dania Beach Bourbon Club. John, how are you?
Kevon, it's one small step for man. One open bottle. I'm actually not wearing shoes, but I'm doing really well.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I'm in the Top Secret Podcast layer south, which is far smaller, but does not require shoes.
Yeah, you're pretty much in the TSPL Antarctica because the TSPL South is actually Mr. Lester's restaurant, but that's okay because you're actually You're southeast, I would say. So we can go with that. I'm just glad that you said you're not wearing shoes because I was worried you were going to say you're not wearing pants. And that's an image I do not want in my head.
Yeah. The world may never know.
All right, so I'm going to tell you what we are sipping here for our weekly whiskey in the TSPL located somewhere in downtown Lafayette where you've got, why doesn't Walker have a glass?
I was waiting for a break, and then I was going to pour him a glass.
Okay, we'll pour him a glass, and we'll see what he thinks later, because honestly, we can't see him, so we really don't want to hear from him this week. I'm kidding. Walker, are you sober this week?
You know what? I got an idea before you do that. I'll just give him my glass, and I'll pour a fresh one.
We'll see. Walker, are you sober this week?
Yes.
Yeah,
I am sober this week.
the way he says that. Yes, he's so excited, like it's an accomplishment. Walker, you do not have like an issue. We know this. Oh no, and we are we are not going to throw a rock heavy tumbler across the TSPL from Renee to Caleb. We will go ahead and pass one over. Oh. Yeah, and see the way Renee just tried to throw that, where he looked like an uncoordinated female trying to throw that.
Spoiling my fun. I can't do anything without just getting a tongue lashing.
That would have been a full on broken rock heavy tumbler. somewhere in the TSPL. And, you say that because, Caleb, we all know the reality is you try to do what you do because you're trying to get a tongue lashing. But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. Okay. So let's dive into what we are drinking in the TSPL here somewhere in downtown Lafayette, Louisiana. Walker, we're going to start with you since we can't see you. What do you think? You just had your first sip of this. This is a Woodford double oaked NuNu's pick. So if you're in Lafayette, you can go to NuNu's. They have this on the shelf.
I like it. Pretty solid. It wouldn't call it very unique.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like something that we've had before. I know. I've never had that before. I have no clue.
Like whiskey?
Yeah, like whiskey. I don't know. I think it's really good, though. I only have had one sip, so I can't tell you too much else. But you get a little caramel? Caramel. I'm joking. It's caramel.
There we go. See, he knows. He knows.
I get
where
a
his
little
bread
bit
is
of
buttered.
caramel.
Yeah.
Off of this.
Okay. All right, let's go to the bar. So, Renee, I'm curious as to what you think of this when you're already on your second pour, so we know Drunkle's on his way.
Yeah, but the first pour wasn't really a pour. It was more a vapor.
Again, don't lie, Renee.
I didn't. I got more.
Santa Claus is watching.
I got more in this glass right now than I did in my first pour.
He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He knows when you lie, Renee. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, so what do you think?
I like this one. I've had Woodford doubled oak. I like double oak, doubled oak.
Double oaked?
Double oak.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the one. I knew there was a D in there somewhere. But I like this whiskey. Woodford's probably one of my favorites. I don't pick up all the flavors that Caleb's going to tell us all the flavors that are in this whiskey. It's just good whiskey.
Okay, so you like it. This is one
I
that
really
you think...
do like this one. It's not a high proof. It's about a 90 proof whiskey, and it drinks very nice.
All right, Caleb, let's go to you.
All right, so on the nose, I get caramel immediately, and then I've been sitting here trying to figure it out. I literally wrote familiar smell. What is this? And I'm sitting here tasting it. I was like, smoky, smoked pine, lapsang tea. You ever had lapsang tea?
Yeah.
The
Yep.
smell.
Pine smoked Japanese tea.
Yes.
I've had it. Yeah.
When you smell this, tell me you don't smell lapsang tea.
I really,
Yeah.
I despise admitting this.
Yeah.
I despise admitting this because he's right. He is absolutely right. Yes,
It was driving
lapsang
me
tea.
nuts. It was driving me nuts, and then it all of a sudden it clicked. Then on the palate, I get not heavy caramel, but it's typical Woodford, right? So you get that woody flavor in the beginning, a nice even keel of caramel. It's not overly charred or anything else. Then it mellows out, and then it drinks hotter than a 90 proof.
It does.
When you get it on the palate and you start bringing it down, you're like, there's that burn, there's that Kentucky hug I really enjoy. And I'm almost let down to see 90 proof. And then it finishes crisp, clean, and abrupt. I don't find that it lingers very long. It cleanses the palate pretty fast. But typical Woodford, this is good. It's just a little bit more, if that makes sense.
Here's what I like about this is we've heard a couple people say typical Woodford. I disagree. To me, this is not typical Woodford. To me, this is exceptional Woodford because typical Woodford is pedestrian as far as I'm concerned. It's okay. It's drinkable. It's forgettable. It's not something that you taste and savor and go, oh, I really like this. The Woodford Double Oaked has always been a good drink. It's always been that step up from normal Woodford. This to me is a step up from the normal Woodford Double Oaked. You get, I agree, you get that lapsang tea, you get that smoky wood nose on this when you go ahead and you nose hump the glass a little bit. When it hits the palate, you get, it's almost like what I would call sharp caramel because it's not lasting caramel, but you do get that caramel flavor. You then get hit with that real big oak, bold flavor to me that sits on the palate for just a second, and then it turns into Kaiser Soze and it's gone. So I agree. The finish is not long, but the flavor on this is exceptional. If you like Woodford and you've had a double oaked, this is better. This is better than the normal double oaked. This to me is absolutely fantastic for a Woodford double oaked. It's unique. It's special as far as the double oaked palates are concerned. And I really, really like this one. So you're probably wondering, if you're watching on social medias, YouTube, X, Facebook, Insta, why I didn't ask Alan anything. If you're on radio, you're probably wondering, hey, why didn't you ask Alan anything? Because you didn't hear it. Well, Alan, do you want to tell us why we didn't ask you about your weekly whiskey?
I don't drink.
Okay. Thank you. Cheers. More for us. All right.
I have a question though. Okay, you both of you were a little disappointed that it's only a 90 proof. It tastes very good. It's got a little bit more flavor to it. So why is it so important to have rocket fuel when you can have a good whiskey that tastes great and it's 90 to 100 proof?
Do you want me to answer that, Caleb, or do you want to answer that? Because
No, you can take that one.
so the alcohol in a spirit is actually what suspends all the flavors. So as you get more proof and you get more alcohol, it thins out the alcohol and allows the flavors, what are the volatile organic compounds, the VOCs in the whiskey, to actually come through and hit on the palate. Because if it's not alcohol, if it's not VOCs in the whiskey, Renee, what's the only other component? Water.
Water. Yeah, but
Water. That is how they proof it down. So the water.
But what we just talked about is that this whiskey has a lot of flavor. It's great and it's low alcohol. So what's the problem with that?
So if you gave it a little more alcohol, you
would
might get a
open up.
little more boldness on the flavor.
Like other people we
Yeah,
know,
might
but
get
I'm
more.
happy with
like
this one.
similar to
Oh, I
other
didn't
people
say
that
it
we
was
know,
bad.
You get a little alcohol in them and they open up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with this. A little
Yeah, but
higher
most of
alcohol content.
Woodford's whiskeys are not
They're
Correct.
not
high
hot.
proof.
Yeah, they
I
don't,
mean,
they don't make them hot.
I don't think they go over 100. I don't believe. They
so
do?
they do make a series that goes over 100. They also, on the price, are going over 100 as well, sometimes
Yeah.
well over 100. All right, let's go to the what used to be the voice from the ether. So now we're going to go to John Mode of the Dania Beach Bourbon Club. John, I'm curious. I know you can't get a NuNu's pick in Dania Beach, Florida, which, by the way, for those who are listening, Dania Beach is around the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, if you're just looking for general geography. So what do I dare ask are you sipping on for your weekly whiskey?
Well, currently, so I will be in Lafayette and
Yep.
get myself a barrel pick very soon. I'm going to have to start going and getting just all the barrel picks at once every time I come into town and just bring them home and hope that we do them on the show.
Bring an extra suitcase.
But
Bring an extra suitcase.
or two.
Yeah.
So I am currently drinking Michter's Toasted. I
Dude.
have an assortment here. Michter's Toasted, Eagle Rare, Calumet 15. I'm keeping it caramely.
Now you really just want to get on my bad side, don't you?
There you
You-
go,
you-
John. Caramel. Yes.
You-
caramel,
The
bro.
video
are-
feed's about to cut out.
You are, yeah. I think we lost John. Tug, what happened to John? Did he just, right? I mean, it's the whole, you've seen, right? We've all seen The Dictator. So that's from here on out. And as we start to bring in this new technology, we start to bring people in, we're going to have to learn some communication in the back end here in the TSPL. So Tug, Aaron David, who keeps us video-wise on the air. Aaron, when I give The Dictator, that means you just assassinate them on video and they go away. So from here on out, if I get, like when John says something, I'm going to give you and he's just going to go away. Cool? Like, yes, we got it. Just like that. That is what you get, John. John Mode, that is what you get. And you might not be able to hear us. I don't know. He might have to reconnect. Oh, damn it. He's there again. Okay. Well, look, just like The Dictator,
Back
they
to
keep
the ether
showing
with
up.
you.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and start with where we're going to rate what we are tasting on A, the Morse Whiskey rating code, and B, play What Would You Pay for the What Would You Pay Championship Belt Train presented by Dropbox of Lafayette. No, Box Drop. I always get it mixed up.
I was waiting. It's the
yeah,
box
it
drop.
always
Yeah.
takes me a second.
Yeah.
Box Drop of Lafayette. So first of all, John, and because you're not rating the same whiskey, what you have, that Michter's Toasted, is it red? Would drink it only if it was free? Is it yellow? Would drink it only if it was free? Is it green? You would buy it, or is it blue? You would seek this out. Did I just say red? You would drink it all if it was free.
Yeah,
red,
yeah.
you wouldn't drink it even if it was free. Yeah, my brain's kind of scattered right now.
You need more
Who's
whiskey.
wait. Who's drunkle now?
Yeah, give it 10 minutes, Renee. Give it 10 minutes and we'll know.
But now, we're talking about now,
Yeah.
right
All right.
now.
John, red, wouldn't drink it even if it was free. Yellow, only if it was free. Green, I would buy it. Blue, I would seek this out. It's a Michter's Toasted. I'm guessing you're going to seek it out.
Michter's I actively do. It is the bluest of the blue for whiskeys for me. They have my number on this particular bottle. I've got 4 of them.
Apparently, they have your number a lot. And they call you as soon as they show up at some distributor or store in your area because getting 4 of those is damn near impossible. All right, so it's a blue for you. Just curious, that what, $125, $130 retail on that bottle is about what it should run?
Yeah, it should be at 120, 130. This particular bottle has a sticker you won't see anywhere else. This one came from Australia.
Oh,
Is it upside down?
So no, it says pregnancy warning: alcohol can cause lifelong harm to your baby.
that explains a lot about you, John. Explains a lot. Just saying. Just saying. All right, let's go around the TSPL here in Lafayette. First of all, Morse Whiskey rating code, this NuNu's double oaked Woodford pick. Let's start at the bar. Drunkle, where do you rate it on the Morse Whiskey rating code, and what would you pay?
This is definitely a blue. I
Okay.
like Woodford's whiskeys. And being that it's a barrel pick, you got to seek it out. I'm guessing 100. See
$100.
note.
All right. So, Alan, I know you didn't drink it. Nose hump Renee's glass for a couple of seconds and tell us what you think that aroma might cost if you were to buy a bottle of it. How does that sound?
Sure. Yeah.
He's
First,
like,
I did smell it earlier.
oh, okay, cool.
I did not enjoy it.
Okay.
Just to be fair.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to go with $89.99.
$89.99. All right, Walker.
Solid green. 105.
Oh, solid green 105. Caleb.
Man, I find myself trying to convince myself this isn't a blue, if that makes sense. Like, I got the Frisons when I was drinking it. I enjoy it. I'm on my 3rd glass already, so it's a blue. I don't want to give it that, but it is.
Okay.
It's a blue. And man, Woodford, I don't know. I think Woodford's going to come in kind of sneaky on this one. But I'm going to stick with it. I think Renee's pretty close. I think Walker's close. I'm going to go the under. I'm going to do 95.
95. Okay, so I'm going to not create a tie here. This to me is a blue. It is exceptional. It is unique. It is really good. I would love to have it at a higher proof. I don't need it at the higher proof. And that tells me a whole bunch about this particular bottle. For the What Would You Pay Championship Belt Chain from Box Drop of Lafayette. The winner, Renee, you going to shake it for me? The chain, don't shake anything else, Renee. Thank you. $69.99. Caleb, you are the winner. We're going to pass the belt chain around. Caleb wins. That is a $70 bottle of whiskey.
You said $89.99, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, good call, Walker. Good call. Yeah, I was thinking he didn't try it, so Alan wins, even though Alan didn't try it. He is the winner.
Just my luck. Don't drink, and now I'm winning competitions at the drinking show.
Hey,
How it goes.
we know you're excited, just like we know you're excited for the rest of hour 1 of Implicit Bias.